We live in a world obsessed with upgrades. We upgrade our phones, our computers, our skills. We relentlessly pursue the next certification, the next technique, the next piece of knowledge to add to our arsenal. But what if the most powerful upgrade we could ever make has nothing to do with external achievements? What if the true source of lasting success, profound peace, and unwavering resilience lies not in what you can do, but in how you see the world? This is a journey to explore that profound shift, upgrading your inner world. Lesson 1. Mindset defines how skills are truly applied and sustained. Imagine a master carpenter. He possesses every skill imaginable. He can join wood with seamless precision, carve intricate designs, and build structures that should stand for a century. Yet his mind is filled with anger and impatience. Every time a piece of wood splits, he curses. Every perceived imperfection fills him with frustration. He works quickly, driven by a need to prove his mastery, but there is no joy in his craft. His beautiful creations are born from a place of inner turmoil. Now, picture another carpenter, equally skilled. Her mind is calm and patient. When a piece of wood splits, she pauses. She examines the grain, learns from the mistake, and adapts her approach. She works with a focused presence, finding satisfaction in the process itself. The smell of the sawdust, the feel of the wood, the slow emergence of form. Her creations are not just technically perfect, they are infused with a sense of peace and care. Both have the same skills, but their mindsets create entirely different realities. This is the first and most crucial understanding. Your skills are merely tools in a toolbox. Your mindset is the hand that wields them. A mind clouded by ego, anxiety, or anger will use even the sharpest tool clumsily, creating stress for itself and often for others. It leads to burnout, dissatisfaction, and a feeling of being a fraud, no matter how much you achieve. A mind cultivated for clarity, patience, and kindness uses its tools with grace and wisdom. It turns work into a form of meditation and challenges into opportunities for growth. Before you seek to learn a new skill, ask yourself, what is the state of the mind that will be using it? Upgrading that inner world is the only way to ensure your skills build something truly meaningful and lasting, not just for the world, but for your own well-being. Lesson 2. Focus on internal wisdom, not merely external proficiencies. We are trained from a young age to collect things. We collect toys, then grades, then degrees, and finally, professional skills and accolades. This collection of external proficiencies becomes our identity. We are a great programmer, an effective manager, or a talented artist. But this identity is fragile. What happens when technology makes your programming skills obsolete? What happens when your company restructures and your management role disappears? The relentless pursuit of external skills is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. The satisfaction is temporary, always demanding the next new thing to feel complete. Ancient wisdom teaches a different path. It encourages the cultivation of something that can never be taken from you. Internal wisdom. This isn't about knowing more facts. It's about knowing yourself. It is the wisdom of self-awareness, the ability to watch your own mind, to see your anger rising before it consumes you, to recognize your fear without letting it paralyze you, to understand the roots of your own anxiety. External skills teach you how to build a better spreadsheet. Internal wisdom teaches you how to sit with frustration when the spreadsheet crashes and not let it ruin your day. External skills help you win an argument. Internal wisdom helps you see that some arguments are not worth winning. This inner cultivation is the true foundation of a resilient life. While everyone else is chasing the changing winds of what's new and in demand, you are building an anchor within. This anchor of self-knowledge keeps you steady in any storm. It allows you to learn new external skills with greater ease because your mind is not cluttered with fear of failure or an ego that needs constant validation. True growth is not about adding more and more to the outside. It is about illuminating what is already on the inside. It's a shift from asking, "What more can I do?" to "Who am I becoming?" Lesson 3. Embrace impermanence. Detach from skill-based outcomes. Consider a musician who has practiced for years to perfect a difficult piece of music. Her entire focus is on the final performance. She attaches all her hopes, her sense of self-worth, and her happiness to that one future moment. If the performance is flawless, she experiences a fleeting moment of elation. But if she plays a single wrong note, she is crushed. Her skill, meant to bring her joy, has become a source of immense suffering. This happens because she has attached her peace of mind to a specific fixed outcome. A core insight from spiritual teachings is the universal truth of impermanence. Everything changes. Everything is in a constant state of flux. The perfect performance ends. The applause fades. The successful project is eventually replaced by a new one. The praise you receive today can be forgotten tomorrow. To build your identity on these fleeting outcomes is to build your house on shifting sands. Detachment is the answer, but it is often misunderstood. It does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you don't strive to do your best. It means you shift your focus from clinging to the result to embracing the process. The musician who understands this finds her joy not just in the final concert, but in the daily practice. She finds it in the feeling of her fingers on the keys, in the discovery of a new harmony, in the very act of creating music. She still aims for a beautiful performance, but her well-being is no longer dependent on it. She is free to play with expression and heart, because she is not paralyzed by the fear of an imperfect outcome. When you apply this to your own life, you liberate yourself. You can pour your heart into your work, knowing that its success or failure does not define your worth. You can navigate setbacks with grace, seeing them not as personal failures, but simply as part of the natural, ever-changing flow of life. This is freedom. Lesson 4. Understand desires that limit genuine mental freedom. Our minds are constantly wanting. We desire a better job, a more impressive skill, more recognition, more security. This engine of desire is what drives much of our ambition. It pushes us to learn and to grow, but it is a double-edged sword. A foundational teaching of the path to inner peace is the understanding of this wanting mind. It points out that desire, in its grasping form, is a primary source of our restlessness and dissatisfaction. Think of it like drinking salt water to quench your thirst. The momentary relief is quickly followed by an even greater thirst. You get the promotion you craved, and for a week, you feel happy. Then, the mind starts wanting the next one. You master a new software, and immediately you see another, more advanced one you feel you need to learn. This cycle is endless. It creates a state of perpetual inner poverty, a feeling of not enough, no matter how much you accumulate, whether it be possessions or skills. Mental freedom comes not from satisfying every desire that arises, but from understanding its nature. It begins with observing it without judgment. When the thought, "I need to be better than my colleague," appears, you don't have to believe it. You can simply notice it. There is the thought of comparison. When the feeling, "If I just get this certification, I'll finally feel secure," arises, you can observe it. There is the desire for external validation. By observing these desires instead of being swept away by them, you create a space. In that space is your freedom. You realize that you don't have to be a slave to every impulse of the wanting mind. You can choose which desires to follow, those that lead to genuine well-being for yourself and others, and which to simply let pass by, like clouds in the sky. This is not about becoming passive or ambitionless. It is about becoming the master of your own mind, directing your energy with wisdom, rather than being pulled in 1,000 directions by insatiable cravings. Lesson 5. Cultivate presence for mindful action and learning. How often are we truly where we are? While you are writing an email, your mind is in the meeting you have this afternoon. During the meeting, your mind is worrying about the dinner you need to cook. While cooking dinner, you are replaying a conversation from earlier in the day. We are rarely ever fully present. Our bodies are in one place, and our minds are somewhere else entirely. When we apply this divided attention to learning a new skill or performing a task, the results are predictably mediocre. We make simple mistakes, we miss important details, and the process feels like a chore. Cultivating presence, or mindfulness, is the practice of gently bringing your mind back to the here and now. It is the art of uniting your mind and your body in the same place at the same time. This is not a mystical state reserved for monks on a mountaintop. It is a practical skill that can be applied to any moment of your life. When you are learning a new skill, be fully there. Feel the keyboard under your fingers. Listen intently to the instructor's words. Notice when your mind wanders, and without scolding yourself, gently guide it back to the task at hand. This is mindful learning. When you are engaged in your work, be fully present with it. If you are a designer, truly see the colors and shapes. If you are a writer, feel the rhythm of the sentences as you construct them. This is mindful action. This quality of presence transforms everything. It makes learning more effective because your focus is undivided. It reduces stress because you are not mentally juggling the past and the future. It turns mundane tasks into opportunities for quiet contemplation. Most importantly, it allows you to truly live your life as it happens, not as a series of rehearsals or regrets. The greatest skill you can develop is the ability to be fully present for the unfolding of your own life. It is the one skill that enriches all others. Lesson 6. Extend compassion to self and others throughout growth. The journey of growth and skill development is often framed as a battle. We must be harsh with ourselves, push through pain, and maintain a relentless pace. We adopt a critical inner voice that berates us for every mistake and every moment of rest. You're not learning fast enough. That was a stupid error. Everyone else is ahead of you. This inner drill sergeant might feel motivating, but it is a source of profound and unnecessary suffering. It leads to anxiety, fear of failure, and burnout. A more sustainable and wholesome path is one rooted in compassion. Compassion is not an excuse for laziness. It is the gentle understanding that you are a human being, not a machine. It is the wisdom to treat yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer a good friend who is struggling. When you make a mistake while learning something new, self-compassion allows you to say, "This is difficult," and mistakes are a natural part of learning, instead of, "I am a failure." This simple shift in inner dialogue changes everything. It replaces fear with curiosity and self-judgment with resilience. You become more willing to take risks and try new things because you are not terrified of the inner backlash if you stumble. This compassion must also extend outward. As you develop your skills, you will encounter others who are on their own learning journeys. You will meet colleagues who are struggling, clients who are frustrated, and team members who make mistakes. A mindset of compassion allows you to see their struggles not as incompetence, but as a shared human experience. It allows you to offer help instead of judgment, to listen with patience instead of reacting with irritation. A skilled person without compassion can be intimidating, even cruel. A skilled person with compassion is a true leader, a mentor, and a source of support. Cultivating compassion is an active practice. It is pausing to soften your inner voice. It is choosing a supportive word over a critical one. It is recognizing that we are all doing our best on this complicated journey of growth. Lesson 7. Seek deeper insight beyond superficial achievements. Our society celebrates the surface. It celebrates the job title, the award, the certificate, the finished product. These are superficial achievements, visible markers of success. While there is nothing inherently wrong with them, a life spent chasing only these markers is a shallow one. It is like admiring the beautiful flowers in a garden without ever understanding the soil, the roots, and the water that give them life. The wisdom traditions guide us to look deeper, to seek insight into the very nature of our experience. This means going beyond the what and asking why and how. You learned a new skill. The superficial achievement is the skill itself. The deeper insight is understanding why you wanted to learn it. Was it from a place of genuine curiosity or from a place of fear and insecurity? How did the process of learning affect you? Did it bring you joy or did it bring you stress? Did you notice patterns of impatience or perfectionism in yourself along the way? This is the work of developing insight. It is a form of self-investigation. It is looking at your own life and your own mind with the curious and impartial eye of a scientist. You begin to see the hidden patterns that drive your behavior. You might notice that every time you feel stressed, you seek distraction online. You might realize that your sharp, critical tone with others is a reflection of your own deep-seated insecurity. This is not about judging yourself. It is about understanding yourself. This understanding is true power. When you have insight into your own inner workings, you are no longer a puppet of your own unconscious habits. You can see the string, and you can choose to not let it be pulled. An achievement can make you feel good for a day. An insight can change how you live for the rest of your life. It is the difference between decorating a house and strengthening its foundation. Focus on the foundation, and the house will stand strong through any weather. Lesson 8. Release ego's grip on success and perceived failure. At the center of our professional and personal struggles is a powerful yet fragile entity, the ego. The ego is the part of us that constructs a story of me. It is the part that says, I am a successful person when we achieve something, and I am a failure when we fall short. It clings desperately to titles, praise, and accomplishments because it uses them as building blocks for its identity. When our skills bring us success, the ego swells with pride. It becomes protective, defensive, and resistant to feedback, fearing anything that might threaten its inflated sense of self. When we experience a setback or what we perceive as failure, the ego is deeply wounded. It produces feelings of shame, embarrassment, and worthlessness. This attachment to the ego's narrative is a prison. It locks us into a volatile cycle of pride and despair, completely dependent on external circumstances. The path to freedom is to gently loosen the ego's grip. This begins with the recognition that you are not your successes, and you are not your failures. You are the awareness that experiences both. You are the sky, and success and failure are just clouds passing through. They are temporary events, not a permanent definition of who you are. Releasing the ego does not mean you become a doormat or lose your sense of self. It means your sense of self becomes something far more stable and expansive. It is rooted in your inherent worth as a conscious being, not in your latest quarterly report. When you receive praise, you can be grateful for it without letting it inflate your ego. When you receive criticism, you can listen to it with an open mind, seeking the grain of truth that can help you grow without feeling personally attacked. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and far easier to be around. Freeing yourself from the ego's constant need for validation is one of the most profound upgrades you can make. It allows you to engage with your skills and your life with a newfound lightness and joy. Lesson 9. Align efforts with wholesome purpose, not just gain. We can spend years, even decades, honing our skills. We become experts in our fields, capable of incredible feats of creation, strategy, or persuasion. But a question we must eventually ask ourselves is, to what end? A skill is neutral, like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a home for a family in need, or you can use it for destruction. The skill itself does not have an inherent moral quality. Its purpose gives it meaning. Many of us pursue skills purely for personal gain. A higher salary, a better title, more prestige. This path can lead to external success, but it often leaves a lingering feeling of emptiness. The soul is not nourished by gain alone. A more fulfilling approach, taught by the wisdom traditions, is to align your efforts with a wholesome purpose. This means consciously choosing to use your talents in a way that contributes positively to the world, that reduces suffering rather than increases it, and that aligns with your deepest values. A wholesome purpose doesn't have to mean quitting your job to save the world. It can be found in the small, everyday choices you make. If you are a manager, you can use your leadership skills not just to hit targets, but to create a supportive, kind, and respectful environment for your team. If you are a software developer, you can choose to work on projects that connect people or solve real-world problems. If you are in customer service, you can use your communication skills to bring a moment of calm and clarity to someone's frustrating day. When your work is aligned with a sense of purpose, it is transformed. It ceases to be just a job and becomes a practice, a meaningful expression of your values in the world. This alignment provides a deep and enduring motivation that an empty chase for gain can never offer. It answers the question, why am I doing this? With an answer that resonates not just in your bank account, but in your heart. It is the ultimate measure of a skill well used. Lesson 10. Prioritize inner peace over outward professional proficiency. In the end, what is the ultimate goal? We chase skill after skill, promotion after promotion, achievement after achievement. We build an impressive resume and a reputation for being highly proficient. Yet, in the quiet moments, many of us find that an agitated, anxious, or dissatisfied mind is still our constant companion. We may have mastered the external world, but we have not mastered our own inner world. The final and most profound upgrade is a radical reordering of priorities. It is the realization that inner peace is not a lucky byproduct of success, but the most valuable skill and the most worthy goal in itself. It is the ultimate proficiency. All other skills are secondary. What good is being the most brilliant strategist in the company if you cannot sit quietly for 5 minutes without being consumed by anxiety? What good is being a world-renowned artist if you are constantly tormented by envy and insecurity? A mind that is at peace is the foundation for a truly good life. This peace is not a passive, lazy state. It is an active, resilient, and clear state of being. A peaceful mind is more creative, more focused, and more compassionate. It makes better decisions. It builds stronger relationships. It navigates hardship with grace and resilience. From a place of inner peace, all your other skills are amplified and applied with greater wisdom. Therefore, the most important work you can do is the work of cultivating this peace. This means dedicating time to practices that quiet the mind, whether it's through silent reflection, mindful breathing, or simply walking in nature. It means learning to let go of petty grievances, to forgive yourself and others, and to untangle yourself from the endless drama of the ego. It is a shift from striving to arriving. It is recognizing that the treasure you have been seeking in the external world has been within you all along. When you make inner peace your priority, you have won the only game that truly matters. You have achieved the final, most essential upgrade.